I'm the Jody Saver, and this is my Premium Bonds update for February 2025. So there's a bit of blurb at the top about what Premium Bonds are. What I'll do in this video is I'll show you my balance for Premium Bonds, what I bought in February, what I won, if anything, and a bit of my final holding and probability. And then I'll talk through my instant access savings account balance, and then I'll talk through the summary figures as well. So the summary, will show you exactly how much altogether I've got in my emergency fund. So we can show the February figures. So we started with £1,050. I contributed £50, so up on last month, which is great. Did I win in February? Drumroll. Nope, I didn't. It's hardly surprising given my current probability of winning anything is 5%. And then my end balance was £1,100 in premium bonds. So before I talk about the probability, I just want to say a thank you to someone who commented on my last video and the one before it. I think it's the name that I can see is PST1608. So thank you for commenting about my naive probability that I'd calculated. So originally when I calculated the probability, I just did the number of bonds I hold, so 1,050 for example in January, and then I divided that by the odds of winning to one bond. So at the moment, and I don't know when this changed because I think originally I had it as 21,000, for every bond you hold, it's 22,000 to 1 probability of that bond winning something. So yeah, so I just divided this by this. And actually what it means is that if you can imagine, like if I held 25,000 pounds worth of bonds, so 25,000 individual £1 bonds, the probability then would be 25,000 divided by 22,000. So there'd be more than 100% probability that I'd win something that month. But of course we know that's not true, because there's always going to be, yes, your probability is going to be higher than me holding 1,000, but we'll always know there's going to be a probability, there's going to be some chance that you don't win something that month, because there is a chance that all 25,000 of your tickets, so to speak, all of them lose. So it can't be 100% probability. It's got to be less than 100%. So what the formula that the person suggested, which I agree with, and I'll show you it on this one, is you look at the probability of your bond not winning. So that will be, take one off this, so it's 21,999 over 22,000. So it's the probability that your bond's not going to win on a £1 bond is very high, because you've only got one out of 22,000, and then you put that to the power of how many bonds you hold, because what you want to work out the overall probability of, which is this formula here, you do 1 minus that. So what you're looking at is what's the probability that I don't win anything with these bonds. So that's the 21,999 divided by 22,000 multiplied to the power of 1,050, because each of your 1,050 bonds has to not win. So that's why you multiply it like that, and then you find that answer, and then you do 1 minus that answer, and you get your probability that your bond does win, because that's the way probabilities work. You can work out the probability something doesn't happen, and you add it to the probability that something does happen, and you should get 1. So for this one, yeah, as I said, I've explained that formula. You can see at the top here. Because I've only added an extra £50, it doesn't really change that formula that much. Sorry, it doesn't change the answer that much compared to January. So it's still around 5%. And then with average luck, my number of months to win is just 1 divided by this 5%. So I get to 21 months. Savings account. I ended January with £1,047. I then contributed £53 in February. I didn't withdraw anything, so that is really positive news. I didn't withdraw anything from it. No emergencies cropped up, thankfully. And then the interest that accrued was £3.08. So my final balance is £1,103. So just bringing that all together. So I've got my 1,100 in premium bonds, my 1,103 in my savings account, so my final balance is 2,203. As I mentioned on previous videos, my aim, it's like my priority aim is to get this to £6,000 this year, because I think that would be a comfortable level to have as my emergency fund that I just sit there and I don't touch, and that emergency fund would represent to me kind of my, like, I'm going to call it my job loss fund. So I want to have sinking funds that are separate to this. So like I've got a house maintenance fund, because things happen during the year that I need to spend money on for my property, and that's expected costs. So actually, if I can put that separately from my job loss fund, then it helps me kind of partition what money's for what. So if I can get this to £6,000, this is like my, if I lose my job fund, or if something really, really unexpected comes up, that's my fund for it. And then I'll be building up my house emergency fund and my other fund for, say, gadgets needing to be replaced and so on. Ultimately, I've got to be a bit flexible. So if those funds aren't built up and I need to use my emergency fund, that this is for, that is fine. It's better me use that than go into debt because I don't have the money. So but I'm just trying to navigate and work out how to best partition it all in my head. So great, that is the update for this video. Let us know in the comments below if you've had any luck with premium bonds this month, and I'll see you on the next video.